Okay, I'm going to say, first of all, good morning. Good morning. Happy April team meeting. This is very exciting. We've got lots to cover. It's been already pretty busy. Would you guys agree with that? Oh my goodness. Things have really picked up, I would have to say.
Yes.
So I think you've been feeling it, right, Maria?
Yeah. Lots of pre-approvals, lot going on. So it's great.
Yeah, lots of activity, and we're going to look at that. I've got some great numbers. But first, I want to say thank you all for being premier. It's definitely true. Our culture is defined by our people, and you are our people, and you guys are definitely premier. So thank you for all you do. Just to go over some things that I always want you to wake up and know, our job is that we elevate people all around us, and we do it by artfully uniting extraordinary people with extraordinary homes. I want you to wake up and know that you're the 18th largest brokerage in the company, the second largest franchise of premier Sotheby's in the world, the second largest anywhere franchise among all brands, and the fourth largest franchise amongst brands anywhere. So today we've got a lot of guests with us. We've got Mr. Rob Clark from Premier Concierge, and I'm going to let him speak for a moment or two, just kind of catching us up on anything new. And then I'm going to bring in Mr. Phil Logus, because he's going to share some of the important things going on in the condo world with the wonderful new addendas that we do have. So first, I'm going to stop my share, and I'm going to give it over to Mr. Rob Clark. If you want to go ahead and take it away, Mr. Rob Clark.
Thanks, Carrie. Good morning, everybody, and thanks for allowing me to be here today. Just a couple of things. I'm going to be brief. Hopefully, you guys have seen our emails that we've pushed through the last couple of months, known as the Insurance Tidbits. A member of our team is taking a month at a time, and we're pushing those out to you all with an idea that it's very, very helpful in what you all are doing in terms of just thinking about insurance. In February, we talked about water loss prevention and how insureds can save money using the different types of water loss preventions that are out there. Just so that you all know, when you think of homeowners insurance, the number one cause of loss throughout the entire insurance community, especially here in Florida, is not wind, as some of you might think, it's water. So we thought that that could be extremely helpful just in terms of some really cool ways that insurers can save money. In March, Mike put together a really cool underwriting characteristics insurance tidbit, which was just spoke to what insurance carriers truly look at and consider when they are deciding as to whether or not they're going to offer coverage. The next one that we're doing is flood insurance. So we've got it mapped out pretty much for this entire year in terms of what we're going to be covering. So hopefully what we've been doing is just when it gets approved, we'll push it out to Carrie and the managing partners throughout your organization, and they'll cascade it to you all directly. But hopefully you guys find that helpful. My next message is
Rob,
simple.
I'm going to stop you real quick. Sorry.
Sure.
Is there a place that they can go where you have the previous ones that they can watch? Especially now that you've talked about it, and they go, maybe when they saw the email, they're like, oh yeah. And then they never got back to it because they were busy. Is there a place, a video library, if you will, where they can go watch them?
No, and that is a tremendous suggestion. I will take that back to
Yes.
my higher ups, because that's a really good idea. The current answer is no. You would just have to resend it out, but that obviously is not that helpful. So your point is well received. We'll work on that. We don't currently have those housed anywhere, but I love the idea. More to come.
Okay. So maybe, guys, what I'll do is maybe I will create a web page to put down Premier Concierge tidbits. So I'll create a page for that.
Awesome. Love it. My final message, guys, this morning is just simple, is that we are here to help. Underwriting appetites, as they call it, or underwriting criteria that a specific homeowners carrier looks at, they're extremely tight, and we certainly do not see those loosening up throughout the next year. The cost of reinsurance, and reinsurance is what the insurance that the carriers actually purchase to help offset their catastrophic losses when and if those happen. the cost of reinsurance is on the rise. And so when insurance carriers have to purchase that at a heightened cost, they're of course sending down that cost to the consumers, unfortunately. So it's a crazy insurance market out there. But Gallagher is obviously the top fourth biggest broker on the planet. We can help, guys. We can find solutions. We can think out of the box. E&S or excess and surplus lines placement is a great opportunity these days. So please consider us for every opportunity that you get. We're here to help, and we will not stand in the way of getting your transaction completed.
Well, that's awesome. Does anybody have any questions for Rob? Rob, I do. Price point. So I'm not sure if Mike is the one who's doing the lower price point in our region. Who should we contact for the lower prices underneath like $1 million or $1.5 million? Or what is the price points, and who do we have? Is it still Mike, or what do we do with that?
Yeah, it's a good question. So anything under $1 million is going to go over to Maurice Benatar. He's a great colleague within our division. And anything generally $1 million or more, I'll step in and handle and take to completion. But please don't let that get in the way of, I don't think you all have had an opportunity to hear from Maurice or meet Maurice. So don't let that stand in the opportunity. If you have an opportunity and you want to run it through me, I'm absolutely happy to take it. And then I'll involve Maurice via introduction. So that there's a nice warm handoff there. But just to answer your question, we do have a delineation there internally, and it's $1 million and lower. Maurice will be stepping in to handle that, and I'll do kind of the higher end. But again, we're all part of the same team. I don't want you not knowing who the person is to stand in the way of an introduction or an opportunity. So please just feel free to use me if you'd like, and then I will get Maurice involved as needed if that helps.
And Maurice does speak Spanish, correct?
Absolutely. Sí.
Does he speak Portuguese? Habla portugués también? No?
Oh, I'm not sure. Good
Okay.
question.
But if you can find that out, that'd be great, because we do have a lot of Brazilians that are buying in our market, and it would be really
Got it.
a great advantage if we did have a Portuguese speaking insurance rep.
I do have one quick question for Rob. Do you guys do, I've had 2 questions in the last few days of agents calling because they know the roof is bad on a potential house that their buyer is buying. Can we get the contract for the roof signed? I have heard that you can get a contract for the roof and then you could still insure it even though there's no new roof yet, like prior to closing.
Yeah, it's a great question. It truly depends on the carrier and where it is. It's some underwriters, depending on the location, will be a little bit more lenient in terms of, okay, we know there's a new roof coming within 30 days. There's really legally no way to exclude the roof as a peril, as there is a way to exclude wind coverage from a policy. So carriers are aware of that. So they're very, very reluctant to enter into a policy offering or a quote offering if they know that the roof doesn't meet their criteria. Oftentimes it's about relationships and leverage. And so we can call our carriers and say, look, we have a very, very nice account. We understand the roof is not within your criteria currently, but can you get creative and work with us here? And the challenge is if they offer terms and they need to cancel because the roof doesn't end up getting done. And I know, to your point, there's a contract out there, but if for whatever reason it doesn't end up being done, the insurance company has to go through their underwriting cancellation process. So they're on it for the first 90 days or whatever the timing is before they can even get off of it. So all that said, it just becomes extremely challenging to get an underwriter to agree. But it's absolutely happening, and we can get creative oftentimes. Not every time, but oftentimes. So if there's a situation like that, let's take it one off, and we'll absolutely try to get it work quickly on it to get you some answers as to whether or not we can get it done.
Could they get the policy, and maybe it's expensive, but just knowing that they're gonna be putting the roof on, and then they could quickly switch it and give them a lower premium after the fact?
Yes, another good question. So not trying to give you all too much TMI here, but so if we need to go what's called excess and surplus lines, it's just a non-admitted market, meaning the rates on excess and surplus are not regulated by the state of Florida. So they can essentially charge anything. We can grab an excess and surplus lines policy. Absolutely. Get that written, get them through closing and have an insurance policy. The caveat to the E&S policy is this, is that an E&S policy will require 3 months worth of being into effect before they'll allow any cancellation. So if you write a policy effective April the 6th today, they're going to be on an excess and surplus lines policy for 3 months. So even if the new roof is installed 3 weeks from now and we can look at essentially a different solution, they're still going to be paying the first 90 days of that excess and
That won't
surplus lines
work for the
premium.
mortgage, because the mortgage requires an annual premium.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it's still an annual policy.
Okay.
It's still an annual policy, but
There's
to
no
cancel it,
penalty for 3 months or whatever, basically. You have to.
correct.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's called.
Well,
You're
thanks
welcome.
so much, Rob. We really appreciate you being here, and we'll look forward to getting more information on your monthly tidbits.
Love it. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. All right, guys. Next up, we have Mr. Phil Logus. Phil, you want me to share the screen with the new riders, or do you want to just talk about them?
Yeah, you can. That doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay. So, Bill, why don't we talk about the fact that, obviously we know that Governor DeSantis added into law last May, this new law, and you want to just take it away from there. I'll let you do it.
Well, so a couple things. First of all, when I advise a buyer in buying a condo, people say, oh, you have to get inspections or do this or do that with respect to the actual physical aspects of a condo. But the most important thing when buying a condo is to look at the financials, look at the reserve analysis, and the rules, regulations, the prospectus. And so what this, we all know that it was North Miami or South Broward, the condo collapsed.
Mhm.
And so this is a result of that tragedy. And, that was a failure on several different levels, between the condominium board not properly having inspections done, and then the county or city not properly doing their inspections, the resulted in this. So what they've done now is, if you look at this form, they have a new statute, and they've created what's called a milestone inspection report. Okay, and then you can request it. Now, if you look at the statute 553.899, a milestone inspection report only applies to a condominium that is 30 years older and is 3 stories high, or if it's within 3 miles of the beach, 25 years of age. And then they're required every year to get this. Basically, it's a structural inspection report. And most of this, I would think, deals with the balconies, right? Everybody knows the balconies rust out. So if you look at the new form, basically you can request that report. And then there's also a reserve study for the same thing. So you have a report and then a reserve study. Reserve study, I mean, if you're buying in a big condo, reserve study is one of the most important things because you never want a special assessment. That's what reserves do. They make sure that you don't have any special assessments because you're putting aside enough money to make sure that the life expectancy, that there's enough money when the life expectancy ends that they can purchase new equipment, new elevators, new whatever. So having said that, it's basically another report that you can request, and it has to be done given the age of a condo. Again, every big condo's got a website, a management company. You can go, you can get the bylaws, the articles, the minutes, the financials, the reserve study, all of those things. And so those are the most important things when you're buying a condo. It's not whether the oven works or you know, those types of things. So any questions?
Yeah, I do. So first of all, I know that this obviously went into, you know, the governor obviously put this into law last year, but it obviously just went into effect in March. But now, what are the buildings requirements that they have to have this milestone inspection done? Like, when was that? Did that have to take place by March or?
I think it's going to start December 31st. If not, I think this went into effect when last July, so they should probably already have it December 31st of last year.
So if we were representing a condo over 30 years, over 3 stories here in Orlando, is this something that we need to be asking the HOA for immediately? Do you have your milestone report? Because we should be uploading that into MLS's supplemental documents. I mean, this is something that we should get out there. Don't you agree?
Well, so a couple things. You know how on this form, if you scroll to the non-developer disclosure where it's voidable within 3 days by getting the year-end financials, all of that stuff is typically, again, unless it's like a 6-unit condo or a small condo, you know, they have a decent sized management company. It's all on the website. And to the extent, you know, the seller typically pays for that because under the contract, they have to deliver it. But to the extent that you can get that, you know, up front, yeah, I mean, you can certainly put it in the MLS.
Now,
I have a
go ahead, Jules.
how far must the condo be from the ocean in order for this new law to apply?
It doesn't
No, it
matter.
applies to every condo. It's
Oh,
just if you're within 3 miles, then the age goes from 30 years to 25 years.
Understood.
So if the condo's, you know, 27 years old, and it's within 3 miles, you have to have the report. But if it was not within 3 miles, then you don't have to have it.
And it's only 3 stories or higher, correct? So if you're
That's
looking at a
right.
little
That's
2-story, it doesn't apply.
And I am so sorry, but I missed because they are doing the yard in my house. So what was the age of the condo? How many years or older, sir?
If it's within 3 miles
Yep.
of the ocean,
Yep.
it's 25 years. If
20.
it's more than 3 miles, it's 30 years.
Got it.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, here's one other question. So in terms of the report to look at the integrity of the reserve, so the structural integrity reserve study, would you say that that is something you should put in the MLS or not? Because that's a little bit more private information. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I wouldn't do that. I mean,
I definitely think
I,
the structural one is fine, the milestone inspection, but in terms of the reserve, I don't know that I'd put that up.
yeah. And I don't think you're going to get a separate one for that. I think it's just going to be,
Oh, one.
it's going to be one for everything. You know?
Okay. Interesting. I mean, have you seen any? I haven't seen anything, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen one here. You know, I've seen reserve studies on large, you know, had a client who bought one in Fort Lauderdale. It was a, you know, 60-story condo with 300 units, and the reserve study was, you know, 10 pages long.
Right, but nothing
And-
based on this new milestone thing that they've instituted.
Yeah, I mean, now that was before, but
Yeah.
you know, it'll just be one line item in there, you know, or maybe several different components, possibly balconies.
Now,
Um,
here's a question for you. What if, okay, someone purchased a condo this year prior to March,
mhm.
and they suddenly get an assessment because that reserve was not sufficient when they've done the integrity study to find out that now you need to fix the infrastructure, not a surprise, and they didn't have the reserves necessary to fix the infrastructure. So now they're getting this, assessment, and they purchased from us, God help us, I hope we don't have any of this, from January to March. I mean, is there any implications? Because we knew about this. This has been talked about since last May, right? But it hasn't become a necessity to disclose until March. I mean, is there any implications that we need to worry about to cover us?
Well, so, that situation, I think, would be unlikely for a couple of reasons. One is, I mean, under the way the contract's drafted, any special assessment to be the responsibility of the seller has to be ratified vote, which means it was voted on, brought to a meeting and voted on and approved. Even if it hasn't been assessed yet, they voted on it and they approved a special assessment, and then the seller's responsible. So to the extent that the seller, says, oh, there's a meeting coming up, they have to disclose that. There's a meeting coming up, and they're going to discuss a special assessment. But we haven't had the meeting, and we haven't, it hasn't been voted on. So it would be the buyer's responsibility. That's something that, the seller under the Johnson v. Davis line of cases, has to disclose. Hey, there is a meeting, and it's been called, and here's what's going to be discussed. So that would be the situation where the seller didn't disclose that. And then this special assessment was passed, of course, after, when the buyer was the owner, and they didn't have the information to say, I don't want to take a chance on any special assessments. So that would be the situation that you're concerned about.
But you don't see any implication for us. We're good.
I mean, unless the seller told you, hey, I'm having this meeting,
Well,
and you didn't tell the buyer. Yeah.
I mean,
pass that along.
I think probably more than likely, and I don't know that there's any real, short-term investment that's over 30 years here in Central Florida.
Yeah.
That probably would be more of the case. So it'd be an out-of-town owner who used it for investment, who had no idea what was going on with HOA, who was not up to date with that, who had no clue about assessments and didn't know about HOA meetings.
Yeah.
That would probably
Yeah.
be the only case in which that may even be applicable. But
Well, I would make the argument too. Everybody heard about the seaside condo. So if you, after your condo collapsed and you come down and buy a condo,
well,
I think you'd have some modicum.
Well, it's yeah, I mean, it's not just that. I'll give you an example. Hacienda del Sol and Seacoast Gardens on New Smyrna, there's erosion underneath those, right?
yeah,
And that's an issue.
yeah.
And that's, I mean, that those things might fall over. I doubt it, but there's erosion underneath those, or I think they condemned them, but those are the kind of studies that they have to take a look at.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense, and I appreciate you taking time. Does anybody else have a question for Phil?
Can the seller claim ignorance that he doesn't know about the meeting?
That's
Is he
what,
okay with
did
that?
you hear that? Flavia asked if the
No,
can claim ignorance. No.
So it's the seller's responsibility. You can't claim I'm out of town and I just don't know. Right? And the agent also be proactive and also ask that question too. It's our duty too, right?
Did you hear her?
no, I couldn't hear.
She wants to know, so the seller cannot claim ignorance that he just didn't know. He was out of town. He didn't know anything about the meeting. And it's the responsibility of the agent also to have asked the right questions.
Yeah,
would
I mean,
like to
it's
say not the agent's responsibility, because I'd like to run from
No.
that one. But because it's really, we're not part of the association. It would really all be on
right. Right. No, it's you knew or should have known, right? They mail
Yeah.
those notices out and you should have known. I mean, you don't check your mail. I mean, that's not an excuse.
Right. Culpable negligence. They use it on us, why can't we use it on them?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's awesome. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Phil. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being
Take
here and
care.
always taking the extra time to
Yeah.
explain all the crazy.
Sure.
Have a
Take care.
good one.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Well, we're moving on and moving up. Okay, we're moving to the next section, which is the genies coming. Woo! So those of you, we have quite a lot. We have over like 160 of us going.
Wow.
My team, I think I have like at least 10 of you guys going, maybe even more. I'm really excited. But for those of you who are not having the opportunity this time, don't worry. When we come back, we're going to do some really great G&E panels and, you know, good takeaways. So you'll feel like you've gotten some of the great information, some wonderful marketing. They always release the new marketing campaign. But, you know, so there'll definitely be some really good G&E things going on afterwards. And then, but if you can still interested in going, they did say there is an agent. Unfortunately, something has happened. She cannot go. And she's actually, she has a ticket that is one of the early bird specials and a place at the Wynn. So she's looking to, I think if sell it even at a discount. So if anybody's still interested in going, I know it's a bit last minute. Trust me, I'm a little panicked. I got to go shopping this weekend. I don't know what I'm going to wear, but, you know, you let me know, contact Alex Remind. She has all the information and, you know, hope to see you there. So you still have that opportunity. Moving on, this is a really cool thing. It's selling to the highest bidders. How many of you guys know that the Sotheby's auction is also owns the concierge auctions? It's owned by Sotheby's auction. So here is Brad Nelson talking about how that works.
Into a listing, where the seller asks you a really pointed question. How long is it going to take to sell my house? As the market's been changing in recent months, there is less predictability in the data that allow you to answer that question. But one solution, if you have a seller who is highly motivated by time, is to consider partnering with Sotheby's concierge auctions. Sotheby's concierge auctions works directly with you as the listing agent to sell a property in a confined time period. In fact, they can sell most luxury properties in just 60 days. And you may or may not be aware that Sotheby's concierge auctions is now conducting live auctions of luxury real estate exclusively listed by Sotheby's International Realty agents like you at Sotheby's auction house, which means that we're selling properties represented by the Sotheby's International Realty Network in an auction sale format in the same room where Sotheby's has achieved price records for sculptures by Giacometti, for the most valuable diamonds in the world, even for the most expensive sneakers in the world. This debunks a myth that real estate auctions are only for distressed properties and proves that it can be a viable path for sellers that want to truly maximize the return on their property. If you're interested in learning about the opportunities for you to work with some of these concierge auctions, actually sell one of the next live sale, scan the QR code.
It's pretty good. I'm in a Zoom meeting right now, so really.
Process. Speak with your sellers confidently.
Yeah, later on today will be fine.
Auctions directly. You have a particular
Right.
that you think might be a good fit. My best.
So guys, did you see right there? Hold on, my screen is freaking out. Let me do this real quick. Or not. That's nice. It's not ending. So Sotheby's auction, we have a QR code. I want to put this back on the screen if I can, but that's special. You can't see that? Oh no, you're frozen. Okay. I'm going to stop share for a second. I even rebooted, Tony, just so you know.
That makes me very proud.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm proud of myself too. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. Who's in my chat box? Mute Bobby. Okay,
That was only when she had the conversation. I couldn't hear the guy talking.
yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen again because it was doing something weird there. But let's do this. All right, I want to put right here on this screen. Can you guys all see this? I'm gonna do this, play from start. I want you to guys, if you can, play from current slide. Take a screenshot of this because this will give you the information about the Sotheby's auction. Carrie Bellish, are you on? I think she's on.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, did you hear that information? I have tried to forward her an email, which is so weird. Get the brand set out about Sotheby's auction. I forwarded it to you 2 or 3 times now. And every time I forward it to her, it's bizarre. It's like the information disappears. It's like, invisible ink. Were you able to hear
So
that?
weird. I heard
Everybody else heard
I
it.
heard
Did you
half
hear
of it.
do you guys want me to play it again with Brad? What?
I heard half of it, but the other half, I think someone was talking, and then it was super.
Yeah. It's
But
like
if this link takes us to it, awesome.
yeah, this link will give you more information. And what he recommends, which, maybe you had trouble hearing, is you can actually set up a time to talk with them and they will explain the process. And even if you have a property that you may or may not want to present to the seller or not, they can actually walk you through what that would look like. And you can decide whether or not you want to present it to the seller. But what could be good is even if you were thinking, why is it I can't hit admit on that? That is so weird. Whether or not you want to go ahead and maybe get a price change, price decrease, or something like that, or even just give an option to, extend a listing. This could be a really good option to do that. Sometimes we have listings that are challenging for a number of reasons, or maybe they seem to go stale. This is a really great option. And I do actually know an agent who has used the Sotheby's in concierge auction and successfully. So this is, and it's owned by Sotheby's, which is what's really cool. And it works with the auction houses. So if anybody is interested.
Is it like a live auction?
Yes,
Or it's an
and they do it-
ongoing?
No, it's live, but they also do it on its internet as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people can register for this auction.
But like it's a one-day thing, let's say. And it's just
That's the thing. I'm not sure if it's like over a weekend. I don't really know. Yes, they do.
Okay.
And they also have a certain amount of marketing that has to go into it. Like there's a certain, so they have time frame that builds up to it.
Right.
And then the people register ahead for it. And then the actual auction happens, just like a regular auction. But to be honest, I don't remember the specifics. I remember talking about it, but I don't remember all the specifics. So I highly recommend. And maybe what I'll do is, as you guys know, I have my new theme, which we'll be talking about once a month, bringing in different things. So maybe once a month, one of these months, I'll bring in Sotheby's concierge auction, and I'll have them talk to us. I think that would be a good value add. You guys agree?
Yes.
Nobody other than Maria Smith agrees? Seriously? Does that mean I shouldn't? Okay, Flavia agrees. I'm gonna do it. Fine. I'm just gonna take it because you guys are muted. All right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we agree.
Thank you, Tony. Okay, because that was painful. Okay, someone's in the chat box. Please tell me they said yes. Agreed. Thank you, Kelsey. Just know that it's very hard for me to move around on the screen. It freezes. Okay, here's another one. Reside Magazine, guys, has a whole new face look. You like that? I was up very late with this, okay? That's a whole new facelift. It is now, you know how Luxury Outlook has become its own website, luxuryoutlook.com. So Reside Magazine has done the same thing. So it's now residemagazine.com. Great content, all sorts of really cool things there. Of course, we still have the same pieces, but you can see it's really sleek. It's got really cool properties on there. You can see agents. You can use this as a really great content. But the thing you guys are going to love, you got all your videos there. This is a really good place. It links to all your videos that you might want to share. which is great. So they have brand videos, they have lifestyle videos, leading in luxury, instance, all sorts of good stuff. So you can get to it right from Reside magazine.
Does everybody have one of those videos?
No, these are done by the brand. And so like, Kimura, she is one of the top agents with Sotheby's. Like this is Delroy. Oh, I missed him. Delroy Gill. He's one of the top ones. He spoke at the Genie I was at. Kimura also spoke. No, Delroy's from out like in Colorado area. Yeah. So now, just so you know, Social Bay is back. Yay. So I'm doing a training on Monday. So we'll be rolling it out shortly thereafter. The reason for the relaunch, guys, was because we wanted to make very clearly sure that it was linking appropriately and very well to all of our MLSs, because this is going to be posting for all of your listings. Jules, can you share how nicely it posted that awesome reel for you? Jules?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, it was actually from a listing that I had. And when I first had the first listing, the following day, I had it on my social media channels. And then they've been steadily posting, but not as frequent since you had to pull back. And they said that April, they're going to relaunch the whole thing.
Yep, that's right. But it was a nice reel they did, right?
It wasn't real. It was wonderful with the photos of the new listing that just hit the MLS. It was really nice.
And I'm going to give you kudos because Jules, who, actually was a little more high tech than me because she signed on to Social Bay before I did. And I was like, this cannot be happening. And so
That's right. And guess what? Right after that, you pulled it down, said, no, I need to do it first.
like if Jules Garnero, something gotta be wrong.
Well, and they also post obviously on Facebook, but if I'm not mistaken, LinkedIn, Twitter, and I do not know if there is a fifth one or not. But
It's
they will link to all
anyone that
first.
you actually link to. It's all the
Yeah.
ones that you actually link to. I wonder if it does Pinterest. It probably would do there too, but I don't really know because I don't have Pinterest. But speaking
It
to
was fairly easy to sign up for everything, Carrie. It was
Yeah, it
right
was
there on the
really
left
easy.
page.
It was very easy because I did it too, Jules, after you.
Whatevs. Whatevs.
But yeah. So anyway, I'll be going to training, like I said, on Monday on this. So if there's any more really good stuff that, obviously I had no training. I just jumped in because I had to, because Jules already did. But but now I get to see all the ins and outs and if there's any other extra great things. And so I've left some space on our schedule so I can do some training on this for you guys once it is actually released. Okay. So if you're like, well, what, we're missing a day, it's because it's a Social Bay day. I just, I'm waiting for it to be actually released. Okay. Open house weekend. It's fun. It's April 14th and 15th, which is, I think, not this weekend, obviously, I think it's next weekend. So we want to get it out in the paper. So because it's going to be in the paper, and I'm verifying all this with Kathy Forrester, because now I just go to the head, right? Because I know her, so I'm just going to go to the top of the chain, right? Like, yeah, I'm just not going to play around anymore. So, but I want to make sure.
It's Friday and Saturday, not Saturday, Sunday?
No, it should be Saturday, Sunday. So
14th.
she probably gave me the wrong dates.
Should be 15, 16.
This is so weird. I can't admit him. How weird is that? I can't get him in. Okay, this is so bizarre, guys. I'm trying to get somebody into our thing and I cannot. Isn't that strange? It's like my thing won't let me add people. Poor Chris is like, let me in. And I'm like, no. Oh my God. And now I can't go back. Why is this, Tony?
You should reply not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
That's right. Okay, but anyway, that weekend, whatever that date is, because the Sentinel posts on Sunday, I prefer open houses Saturday. How do you guys feel? I mean, honestly, I do. But if we want to be in the Sentinel, do we care? It's virtual. Let me ask you that. Does anybody care? If that's the only reason we would do a Sunday, but I'm waiting to see what kind of support we get from it. But if we don't care about the Sentinel, then I say we do a Saturday. Does anybody have feelings? You can unmute and share.
I mean, it's not football season, so I'm fine either way.
Anybody else? Anybody want to
So it's
unmute?
either just one day then?
We're only going to do the virtual. They'll have the weekend, the whole weekend of open houses. So what we do is it's the whole company wide, and we're going to do lots of assets for everybody. But what I'd like to do is what we did last time with the virtual open house. I will do the Zoom. I'm going to partake as well. And I'll be at a house with somebody, hopefully near my area, because I really don't want to travel, but whatever. But we'll be doing a Zoom. I will be hosting it on the Premier Sotheby's company page. I'm going to put it on the Southwest page because we have more followers. When I Zoom live on that page, I'm using Zoom to do it. So we all do the Zoom link like last time. But when I host it on the page as Facebook Live, everybody at that time can share it automatically on their pages. So you all can be sharing the Facebook Live automatically on your page, whatever page you want, your personal page or your professional page. It does not matter. So I want to create an event I'm going to create the event on the business page. I'm going to use one particular home as one virtual open house, and everybody will be on there. Now you can have your own open houses. You can do virtual open houses or regular open houses, but for this event, it'll be one open house that I'm going to put in the MLS with virtual, and we'll boost it that way. Got it?
Yep.
Based upon how many people sign up, I'd love to make it an hour. That'd be great, showing us all over town. But obviously, if we don't have enough people, it won't be an hour. Last time we did it was almost a half an hour, really.
Yeah.
It was like 25 minutes. It was a good 25 minutes. It was nice.
And that was probably what, 10?
I think we had 12,
houses?
no, I think we had like 10 or 12 houses, actually.
But it
Well,
was-
Janet didn't show. We had 12. Janet didn't show, but then Alejandro did come on. So I don't know, probably 10 or 12 houses. So it depends on how many people want to get on. So I want all of you to start looking at that and sending me emails and letting us know, Jill and I, who can participate, who wants to participate in this, so that we can start arranging what we're going to do in terms of, the day and time.
Are you hosting it this time, or is?
I'm not sure yet. Maybe me. I don't know.
I want to participate Saturday and Sunday, and we have the new listing in celebration.
Love it. I will be with one of you. I'm not going to be.
Yes.
I will be with one of you in a home. So for the virtual open house part. So we'll see who's the lucky participant. Who
The
gets
one that just
have
sent
a
you the
meeting.
text.
In Windermere on
The one that just sent you the text.
Uh-oh, did you just send me a text?
Hell yeah.
Well, actually, after that lasagna, that was a really great bribe. So, but so anyway, we'll talk about
Psychological
this.
obligation.
But we'll talk more about this, guys. But please start thinking about it. I'd love everybody to participate. We had great exposure last time, and really we didn't do much with it, right? Because I was so afraid it wouldn't work, but it worked great. So we're gonna go all out, and I'm gonna see what more I can. We may even co-host it with the company's page. I have to figure out, because now we use Muji Social, so I don't really know how that works. But anyway, I'll get back to you with all of those goodies. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll probably also automatically share it on the southeast page as well. So that company page will also have it. So I'll have it on all of our company pages because I administer both. God help us, all of those.
Can you tell us how we would share it on our?
Yes, I will. We'll walk through all of those things. We'll do a pre walkthrough now that I figured it all out. But anyway, good stuff, everybody. I'm excited. So please, if you don't have an open house, get with somebody who does have a house, so we can include it in our open house weekend. It'd be great. Now, this is cool stuff, and this is to congratulate each and every one of you. I just wanted to share this. Just so you guys can see, this is what's happening. The top one here is what's happening in Aura. They said that in February, 2,240 sales. The median sales price, and this is in Orlando, probably all throughout Stellar, was 350,000. Inventory was 5,555, and the average interest rates in February were 6.4%. Now, what I wanted to say is, okay, we know that we rule, thank you very much, like ruling the school, we rule the luxury market, but let's see how we stack up our offices compared to Premier Sotheby's. So I looked at year to date, and I looked at this on the 4th of April. Premier Sotheby's Central Florida offices, this is all of our offices here. We closed to 325 units already year to date. I think that's pretty strong, right? Out of that, Lake Mary closed 58. Winter Park has closed 105. Guys, you guys have closed 162. Woo!
Yes.
Premier Sotheby's, all of us in Central Florida have closed over 206, almost $207 million in volume already year to date. That's incredible, guys. Lake Mary out of that has closed almost 34 million. Winter Park has closed almost 79 million, and we've closed almost 94 million. Woo! I'm sorry, Winter, who? I'm sorry, did I say that? Okay, Premier Sotheby Central Florida offices, currently all of our offices have 147 active listings. Out of that, Lake Mary has 19. Winter Park has 32. Guys, you have 96 active listings. Can I say, keep coming to training, keep kicking butt. You guys are amazing. This is how you be Premier. I am so proud of each and every one of you.
Wow, you have triple what
Yes.
Winter Park has.
Yes, and with volume, even though, yes, they have high price, that volume total that we have listed right now is 253 million, over 253 million. Of that, Lake Mary is almost 20 million. Winter Park is 105 million, but you guys have almost $128 million in volume listed.
Wow.
Guys, I can't tell you how proud I am of each and every one of you. You are out there working. That is unbelievable. And I just wanted to show you that. It's not just, and it's not that we compete. I mean, maybe a little bit, right? But you know,
Terry.
Winter Park who?
but you know, it's like, who else can we compete against, right? There is no other luxury. So when you look at that, and Winter Park, let's be honest, they have some heavy hitters and some really high numbers over there, right? And sometimes you feel like it's kind of hard to compete. No, it's not. You guys are taking names. Look at you, kicking butt. I love it. Taking names. I am so proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. You are really changing things. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Now let's look at what's happening as market. What we have right now in Dr. Phillips, this is what happened in March. This is what happened this year. We have had 104 active listings, 67 were pending, 76 sold, and 3 expired. This is those 2 zip codes. Now, that's compared to last year when 135 sold. So obviously, sales numbers are down. Average sales price is down only in Dr. Phillips because last year was 602,000 and this year it's 599, but that's only because they had a sale for 4.6 million, which skews the numbers. Lake Nona this past March had 204 active. Well, it currently has 204 active. Pending 86, sold 99, 2 expired. But look at this, 99 the year before. How weird is that? That's on par. That's kind of weird. But the average sales price is still going up from 631. It's now 657. What's going up too is days on market from 12. They're at 41. Okay. Windermere, currently 109 active, 70 pending, 59 sold, 2 expired in March compared to 98 from last year. So active solds were down. But look at the average sales price. That is up. It was 994 last year and same time last year, and now it's 1.16. Look at that, almost 1.17. But what else is up are days on market, one from 17 to 52. So that's a big jump. Winter Garden, currently 270 active, pending 126, sold in March 158 compared to 199. So again, less things have sold, 8 expired, but look at this. 595 was the average sales price. It's 647. Do we see a trend? Are things going down? No, everything is going up, even days on market from 17 to 42. Claremont, currently 275 active, pending 171. What sold was 219 in March compared to 250. So again, that was down. 13 expired. But 250, of course, that is down. Less things have sold, but the average sales price again is up 434 to 448. And days on market are really up too, 15 to 44. Ocala, wow. We have 1,696 active, pending 632. The solds are down, 607 sold in March, 716 sold last year. So not tremendously compared to the numbers, because obviously Ocal's a huge area, but the average sales price is up 305 from 322 now. And so our days on market, 20 days last year, 57 now. That's a difference, guys. Now, happy birthday to our April birthdays, Miss April Winters. Isn't that funny? April. Becky Bernadine, Carla Rivera, Carol Maderos, Elizabeth Chichi Portiche. I love saying that. And Elsie Benitez and Janet Allen. Woo! Okay, our numbers. So in March, Lake Nona and Ocala wrote almost 30 million in listings. Woo! Congratulations, Miss Tasha, Maddie Franco Sofield, Stacy, Olivia, Alan, Maycumber, Ohana, Shane, Luciana, Corina, Maraima, and Priscilla. Woo! They wrote new sales, about 12 million. Miss Tasha, Michael Osborne, Roxanne, Natty Franco, Olivia, Roxanne again. Wow, we got her twice. Shane, Susan Abshire, Fran, Suzanne, Alex, Ohana, Peyton, Luciana, Corina, Tana Darley, Anna, and Alan. Woo! And in March, they closed almost 4.5 million, a little over actually. Tasha, Olivia, Maddie, Stacy, Shane, Ohana, Tana, Anna, Luciana, Corina, Fran, Susan, and Suzanne Pitch. Woo! Congratulations. Now, in Dr. Phillips and Claremont, we have March listings at 16.2 million, soon to be another 14 million added to that with Mr. Chad Going's listing when it goes live, so that'll be really nice. But congratulations to Miss John Giacchetti, Tammy Schuster, Chris and Julie, Andrea, Carol Maderos, Wendy, Janice Edward Diaz, and Janet Allen, Alejandro, Lori Cook, Pippa and Alistair, Jules Carnero, Jessica, Mary Jo, and Teresa. Woo! Congratulations on our new sales, almost 28 million, guys. Congratulations, Dawn, Val, Lynn Lou, Janet and Mark, Jessica, Denise Pellegrino, Jules, Alejandro, Rosanna, Chris and Julie, Pippa and Alistair, Carol, Carrie Bellish, Kelly Whitaker, Andrea, Oksana, Luce, Janet Allen and Janice, Bree Mahoney, Teresa, Daniel Dorado, and Rod. Woo! And our closing, we closed for 15.4 million. Congratulations, Dawn, Val, Lynn, Janet and Janice, Jules Carnero, Teresa, Emily, Chris and Julie, Pippa and Alistair, Sandy Harvey, Elizabeth Chichi Portiche, Lisa, Daniel Dorado, Marilene, Luz, Carol Maderos, Raj, and Andrea and Lime, who is a new mommy and still kicking butt. So amazing job, guys. Now, we also have going on Monday, pre-listing emails, set yourself apart. We're going to now, remember, continue what we've been doing, setting that into an email format, right? Working with our website, what we started creating with the presentation suites. On Wednesday, I've got some new good stuff going on. I am bringing in a guy he was a broker for Cascade Sotheby's. He now works for a company called Formations, and they are specialists with accounting basically for realtors. So they're going to help you understanding, it's a educational seminar on how to set your business up, when to set up an LLC, what your GCI should be, should you be an S Corp, like all of those things that I don't talk about because I'm not a licensed. Oh, what is up there that you? Oh, it's at 10
On Wednesday.
on Wednesday. Yeah, why is that doing that? Participants.
Is that a Dr. Phillips?
Yeah, it's at Dr. Phillips. So let me see. Hold on. Why is that like doing that weird thing that you can't see that?
I wasn't sure if that was just here or.
No, I don't know why it was doing that. I don't know. Okay, let's try this and see if that works better. So this on Wednesday, we're also going to have Jules. Who are your lovely ladies that are going to kick us off with a start?
Outmore.
I'm sorry?
Outmore, outdoor, and they do all sorts of summer kitchen and all exterior projects for remodeling and home enhancement. That's
So
Fernanda and Amanda.
They're going to kick us off at 10 Wednesday, bringing some lovely breakfast at Dr. Phillips on the 12th. And they're going to talk a little bit about ways that we can give opportunities to our sellers to enhance their homes. And then we're going to jump right in with formations so they can help you understand how and when and why to set your business up. So, and then if we like them, they'll give us maybe some quarterly information on what we should be doing. They have also information on 401ks for realtors. They have some really good stuff. He gets it because he was a broker for, Cascade Sotheby's, and he understands the needs of, and of course, as brokers, we don't talk about that unless you're actually licensed in that area. And now that he is, he talks about it. I won't, sorry. So that's exciting. But we will not be having the Thursday training because I'm doing the Monday because I already set that up. And I was going to do the following Wednesday with him, but the following Wednesday, guys, I'm in Sarasota for a management meeting. So I had to move this to that Wednesday. So since I'm doing Monday and Wednesday, I thought I didn't want to kill you on Thursday as well. So I canceled the Thursday. Does that make sense, everybody? You guys think? Yeah. So then it's still just 2. Everybody agree to that one? Makes sense? Okay. Okay, but Wednesday worked for him. So I want to let you know next week I have 2 optional opportunities. You guys always tell me when we can come. Aura, I'm teaching at Aura twice next week. I don't know when I agreed to it, but I did. Got to learn the word no. But I'm doing 2 classes, one on Wednesday and one on Thursday, 1 to 4. One is a contracts class, the ins and outs of contracts. It's a 3 CE credits. It's $10 at Aura. If you want to take it, I guarantee you'll like the teacher. Oh, wait, did I say that? So you can sign up on the Aura website. It's me, it's Wednesday. And Thursday, it's social media. It's my social side of real estate. So you can sign up for another 3 CE credits if you want them. Again, it's at Aura. It's 1 to 4. It's and again at Aura. And that's the day I won't be doing training, obviously, because I already had training on. So Wednesday, I'm doing training, that specialty, and then I'm running to Aura to do contracts. So maybe I will see you all day or not if you join me. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
The following Monday, we're going to be doing, continuing building your custom page. This is your website where we're going to be adding more information on there, whether it's going to be your testimonials, whether we're doing your presentation suite books, whether we're doing videos. We're going to be creating a customized web page for you that you might want to use it for pre-listing, that you might want to use it for realtors when they want to know more about you, that you might want to use it for buyers, whatever
You might
want
want to
create.
come in person in case you can't figure it out.
You might want to come in person in case you can't figure it out. Yeah, because on Zoom, I can't really help you. Good point, Maria. That's Monday, the 17th at 10 a.m. And then that Thursday is probably when I'll do the social bay, but I don't want to put it on there until I know exactly. I just want to make sure everybody's up and running, but that's what I'm planning.
I want to say something too when you're done with this, because I didn't talk about race.
Oh, yeah. That's a good thing. Yeah. So why don't you talk about rates now?
Okay, just turn that around. Let me just tell you guys something.
And then again, I'm sorry, the next week is Jeannie, so I'm gone. Okay. Hey,
Wait,
guys,
I-
let's stop share. Hold on. So you can talk. And then I have one more thing to put on there, but okay. Speaker, hold on. View, speaker view. It's not doing speaker view. Okay, well, fine.
That's all right. So I just wanted to tell you guys, oh yeah, it's me.
Okay.
Hello. Hi, everybody. I just want to talk a little bit about rates because, oh, look, there's a picture of a baby. What
Is it?
that?
Yes. Until my granddaughter is 1 year old, I
Okay.
will appear like this on each and every Zoom until the 3rd grandbaby is born. So yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, now I can't see nothing. Oh, well, I don't know. I can't see. But I just want to tell you guys some secondary marketing stuff. Oh,
It's stuck.
You could see, it was just fine.
Okay,
okay.
it was stuck.
So some things happened. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, just so you guys are aware, this is a little lesson about secondary marketing. So Fannie and Freddie is your conforming loans, anything 726 and below. And they have really fine tuned, it's something called an LLPA, which is the loan level price adjustments. So it used to be that 740 credit score got you pretty much, whether you had an 800 credit score or a 740, everybody got the same interest rates. So as you guys know, 620, 680 is like really on the low side. You're sort of in that average when you're a 680 to a 720. 740 used to get you the absolute best rates no matter what. Well, no more. The only people that get the absolute best interest rates all the time have a 780 or above. So it does cost you more with rates already up a bit from what everybody was used to. We're pretty solidly in the high fives, low sixes right now on a 30-year fixed. But just so you know, that 780 is a pretty big number for most people, and 740 used to be the threshold. So now 740 to 760 is a certain interest rate, 760 to 780 is another interest rate, and then the absolute best would be anybody over 780. So I just want to encourage you people, when you're meeting with a client and they are buyers and they need to get a loan, to get pre-approved right away, because I can also help tweak their credit scores sometimes. Maybe they just need to pay off a credit card, or maybe there's something they weren't even aware is on their credit that is dragging their score down. It can make a big difference in their buying power when they have an exceptional interest rate, or if they don't have an exceptional interest rate. So get them pre-approved early so that I can maybe help guide them, maybe tweak their credit scores a little bit, because it's really becoming, and this just all hit all the financing as in April. So it was announced back a few months ago, but now it's officially hit everybody, no matter when you close. So make sure you guys are getting your people pre-approved early. That's all I got to say. Any questions? No. Okay, you can have it.
All right. Woo! Thank you, Maria. Okay, and then we're just going to share for the very end, because I think we are 4 minutes over, but that's not really, really bad. Okay, just to finish up. Mhm. So weird how it goes blank like that for so long. Okay, so last thing I wanted to share with you is Aura is having their expo. And if you haven't seen it, guys, it's happening. Those of us who are at Genie, it happens the last day of Genie, the 26th and the 27th. So that's the other reason I'm flying back from Genie the 26th, because I'm the vice chair for awards, and the awards ceremony is on the 27th.
Oh my gosh.
So I got to be there. But I couldn't get a table this year because they wouldn't let us have tables, because it's part of the convention. So I'm definitely going to be there. Please let me know if you're there. You just get a ticket for the event, and then you're invited to the awards ceremony. That's how that is. You all should have gotten emails telling you if you're silver, gold, or platinum. We gave we said if you're 2 million, 2.5 million and up, you're silver. Gold, no, platinum, bronze. We added bronze back in. Silver is, I think we made that, I don't remember, was that 5 or 10? Then gold, no, gold is 10 and above. 5 is a silver. And then platinum is 20 and above. So if you haven't gotten that, now teams, we had a lot of trouble with, because we kept trying to do it through Stellar MLS. You can't do it through Stellar MLS. We don't know who's a team, who's not a team. It was a real problem. So I'm trying to fix that for next year, but it's really difficult. And the other thing is, I got voted down. They didn't want to do land. So because they couldn't tell what land was commercial or what land was residential. I said, who cares? But I got voted down, because even though I'm vice chair, I don't get to say everything. So
Still a democracy.
There's still a democracy, whatever. So if your numbers are slightly off, that's probably because they took the land out. So land could affect it. But it only counts if you are a primary member at Aura. The awards are for primary members at Aura.
What's the primary?
So you might be a primary member like at Aura and a secondary member, like I'm a secondary member at Space Coast, I'm
Oh,
part
gotcha,
Osceola.
gotcha.
Like I
Yeah,
belong
yeah.
to a bunch of boards, but my primary board is Aura. So if you are a member at Oscar, you're not going to get an award at Aura. So if you're like, I didn't get that, that's probably why. If that's not your primary board, the awards are only for primary members. But at any rate, so they are, in addition to the digital certificates, we are doing social media. Still have yet to see them. I had our whole PR department at Aura create hopefully really cool PR posts. I say hopefully because I haven't seen them. But that's the idea. So you get to say, I'm a gold level member at Aura. We have 21,000 members and I have been chosen at the high, whatever. Because you should scream about that. That's huge bragging rights. It's one thing to say I'm gold at Osceola when there's 2,500 members. It's another thing to say you're gold or platinum at a place where there's 21,000 members, right? So that's the whole point there. I wanted people to be able to see that. And oh, I paused something. That was bizarre. So at any rate, that's something that I wanted to make sure that you guys know about. So if you have a chance and you can go, if you're in town, I highly recommend going. And I'm going to end with this. This thing. I have to say, you are definitely agents of the exceptional. You are for sure premier. And I'm very proud of each and every one of you. So thank you for all that you do. Thank you for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you all again real soon. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Hey, is that the music that was prepared especially?
No.
What happened to that?